it exactly the same. Oops, she did it again. She made a sales page exactly the same because it works. Yes, Marie Forleo's Copy Cure sales page uses the exact same template as her Time Genius sales page. Really, they are almost identical, and that's a good thing because it's obviously working for her, saving her oodles of time and making her the 8-figure entrepreneur so many of us aspire to. She doesn't need to reinvent the wheel every time she launches a new digital product because it works. It's just rinse and repeat, which is why I had to leap onto here to take you through the very successful structure of her sales page template so you can nick these 8-figure sales page strategies for yourself. I'm Kat Reynolds, website strategist, and I empower overwhelmed rebel entrepreneurs to take back control of their website so they can grow their business without the marketing hustle and stress. And if you're new here, please make sure you subscribe, and if you get value from this video, it would be amazing if you could hit that like button. In this video, I'm going to deep dive into Marie's highly successful sales page, but if you just want a quick and dirty overview of the 15 essential sections of a high converting sales page, you can grab my free cheat sheet in the description below. Let's dive in. Hello, I had to come on and show you exactly what Marie Forleo has done for her Copy Cure sales page because she has done it again. And she has used exactly the same techniques all the way through. And this is really important for us to know because that means that whatever she did for Time Genius or whatever she did for Copy Cure last time is working, and she is just rinsing and repeating exactly the same techniques, exactly the same text copy to really help get her those sales. And that's what we need to be doing across all our marketing. If it works, don't fix it. There's no need. And us as entrepreneurs have a habit of going in and trying to fix something that's working perfectly fine, thank you. So I'm just going to go through the Copy Cure sales page to show you exactly what technique she's used that she's repeated over on the Time Genius page. So this is the Copy Cure sales page, and I love the yellow. If I just flip back in time, you can see that the layout of it is exactly the same. She is using exactly the same format for both. A successful format that sells. Now, the big difference as we look at the front page is that she's got the call to action at the top. And this is something I do on my sales pages all the time, the top call to action, because make life easy for your customers. You don't want them to have to scroll down through the whole thing and look how long this thing is to get to buy from you. So if you put a get started or buy here or buy now right at the top, people will know exactly where to click. They may have been following you, they may be from your list, they may be from your groups. They'll already have a relationship with you. So giving them that opportunity right at the top is so important for getting people to make that decision. Okay, so we've also got when it closes at the top. A little bit of FOMO going on there. And then we go straight into the top header. And where Marie has really set herself apart from a lot of sales pages out there is that it is so very simple. This works particularly well for the Copy Cure because it is definitely homing in on that copy. But she did exactly the same thing for Time Genius. So you can see here that you've just got one big written title. We have got a big in-your-face title, $25,000 launch. Yes, please. So not only is it huge text that really catches your eye, but it is also giving you an idea of the sorts of results you can get from this. This is an actual quote. And again, this is exactly the same thing she did for Time Genius. She has got quotes, social proof, case studies, the whole way through. It's not about her, it's about us. It's about getting us those results. And just like the Time Genius sales page, she is nowhere to be seen for quite some time. We don't have big, powerful pictures of Marie right at the top of the sales page. We have them dotted around. Let's see if I can find, where's the first one on here? We have them dotted around on the actual course materials, so the videos and the downloadables and that sort of thing. But we don't have her right at the top. In fact, well, she's doing this jointly with somebody else. We don't have either of them at the top because the people who come to this already know who she is. She's very well known. This is a very well known course. It's very well known to her list. There are probably people who've been on the wait list and they've come through to here. But she's not selling herself on here. The exact opposite to her waitlist. So this is the Time Genius waitlist and she is at the top. This is to get people onto the waitlist. This isn't to sell to people. This is people who maybe don't know much about her. And actually on here we do have about Marie Forleo a bit higher up. So it's very different, and her sales pages are really homing in on us as the buyer and the results she can get for us. Really, really simple, really in your face get started buttons, and these will be the same all the way through. I would be surprised if they're not. Give us a few hours and we'll have you writing words that open hearts and wallets. So she's saying exactly what it can do. We have the money and the profit here. So we know exactly why we'd want to take this course and who it's for. So that's the top call to action. So you could just press get started and it would take you straight through to the really can't miss it yellow in your face buy now buttons where she offers the 2 payment options. Does this sound like you? So we now go through to the social proof. And here she collects together a lot of little quotes of people's views of how they were before they took the course. So it's not just her talking. It's not just saying, are you feeling? It's people who, this is their actual experience of what it's like to write copy. The silence is devastating. Yes. I've tried a few writing formulas, embarrassed to publish them. Yeah. Is anybody listening? So not only is it hard to write, nobody's listening. We've all been there, and this is exactly the sort of thing that she can solve during the course. It's far more powerful because it's from real people. It's not just from her saying, do you feel this? Do you feel that? It is social proof because these are people who've been on here. This is the community you'd be joining. You're not alone. But it's also a bit of that poke the bear. Are you feeling like this? Is this your problem? This is what I can solve. Big. You're not alone. In exactly the same way as she had on Time Genius, where she's got these, let me just go back over to here. Are you tired of feeling? Very similar, just not quotes. You're not alone. It works. This sales page format clearly works for her. She's clearly getting loads of sales through it. And if it isn't broke, then don't fix it. And then we're straight into more social proof. So here we have out with pictures, very important to include pictures so that we know these are real people. I love the way she brings out the quotes. She's got the most important bit up here. I felt like my writing was the worst. Everyone else's was amazing. I was never happy with what I wrote. The copy cure was the best money I could have spent. And you can see she's boldified. That's a word. The copy cure is the best money I could have spent because most of us don't read everything. And this is a long sales page. I wouldn't read much of it. Unfortunately, I'm a scanner, and a lot of us are these days. We pick out the bits that really appeal to us. So by highlighting various parts, by making the copy large, bold, on bright yellow, and then highlighting the important words throughout the copy really helps people hone in on exactly the right words that Marie wants us to read. So she's taken out these quotes out of her own copy. These are kind of, if you think about, these are things you could just tweet over there. So when you're writing your copy, having those sorts of sound bites you can take out and highlighting them on your sales page really is very effective to getting people to read the right bits. So then we move down to good copy works wonders in your business, and yes, you can write it. So she's moved through the power header and the call to action at the top and the social proof and the poke the bear section, and we're now moving through to the solution. works wonders in your business. It's going to get you those results. And yes, you can write it. That's really, really large. So we've gone from the small text to the solution. This really hits you in the face. And yes, you can write it. You can write copy that sounds like how you talk. Lovely. So a lot of these things here are repeated, actually. You can write copy that sounds like how you talk, gets people to love and buy what you sell. And then you can write copy that's authentic, true to your voice, intimate. So she's using great words there, obviously, but there's a lot of repetition. So if you were only to read the top headline of this, you've still got the gist of what you need to know. You've still got enough to buy. And there aren't a lot of words on here, even though it is a very long sales page. It's all lovely. It's all spaced out. There's lots of pink and white space. It really lets you grab hold of what you need to know. And a mistake that a lot of people make when writing long form sales pages or anything on websites is that they write too much. And it just turns into an essay. And that's impossible to decode and pick out exactly what you want them to read and exactly what you want them to understand as they go through. Cutting down your text to as fewer words as you can manage really helps, and make those words stand out and be big. This could be you. Sales have never been higher. I just edit the copy myself. Twice as many newsletters in half the time. Sign-ups just increased 600%. So you can see that as I scroll down here, I'm picking out the important bits. And here she's showing the results. So this is the solution. You're showing the transformation. And it's not very far since we were at the problem up here. So you've got that lovely chain of events. We've got the problem, not to poke the berry, doesn't go on for too long, making you feel awful about yourself, through to a bit of social proof, and then the solution. So you're seeing that transformation almost before your eyes. And then we go into exactly what it is. And this is where she's introducing her product, literally introducing the Copy Cure. This is the first time that we see Marie and Laura on the actual course materials. We've got a very visual image of exactly what you get, and of course it looks like loads. You've got loads of videos, I've got an all access. This is actually really easy to do. You can even do it on Canva these days, or Place It is the one I use to put an image of course material onto fake books and computer screens. And then we go through to looking at the actual gubbins of what's in the course. Everything you need to write words, open hearts and wallets guaranteed. It's like, yes, I'm ready. So we've got another call to action button here. Always really important to do that as you go through, because people might be sold now. They've seen the transformation. We then go through to a bit more about introducing exactly what it's going to do. So we've got, by the end of the program, you'll be able to write 2 to 3 times faster. Got these, I love how she's taken these things out. So write joyfully and prolifically. I can't say that. Well, sell without sleaze. Oh, absolutely. Write with clarity and precision. So even if you don't read the paragraph underneath, you can see exactly what you'll be able to do after you've got these courses. You'll be able to see the results. Success story. I like these little snippets out. So again, just as she did on Time Genius, she is working with a lot of case studies, with a lot of social proof, with a lot of transformation. And these all work as a little mini transformation within the sales page. Again, she's taken out the most important thing. So this is the actual results, which is amazing, on his bottom line, and include a picture, because then he's a real person and we know exactly who he is as well. This is a really quite chunky case study. We're guessing the problem, and thank God for the Copy Cure, the solution, and then we've got the result down here and at the top. And she does that all the way through. Only down here, we're quite a way through the sales page now, do we come across exactly what's inside, as in videos, fun sheets, writing tools, and this sort of thing. Where most people go wrong with sales pages is they put this right at the top. But it's got 5 million videos, it's got 5 1,000 PDFs, you've got all of these trainings, and people just get overwhelmed. What they want to know is exactly what it's going to get for them, what results they'll be able to get. So that's why we've got this here, and then we've got what's inside, because people do want to know what they're getting. The whole point of the sales page is to show them that transformation, is to show them that result. I love how that's set out. This is set out in exactly the same way as Time Genius set it out. So obviously it was very clear to people then. And then we've got some more social proof laid out in exactly the same way as we had before. Again, it's a chunky case study. It's not just a little quote testimonial. So then we go to the curriculum, and she does break this all down into modules, and each of them looks kind of chunky. As you can see pictures of it, and we've got exactly what they'll learn. So although we've got here the kind of technicals, if you like, the training videos, a workbook, most of this is about what you'll learn. A little sales pitch in itself. So what is the number one reason even the most well-written copy fails? How do I leverage the power of empathy? It really raises these questions in your head and makes you go, oh, I want to know that. So it's not just there's a video on module 1, which is about, I can't even find what you'd probably title it in a normal sales page. Copy Vitals. Oh yes, it does have a title, but that's not important. What's important is this is what this module will teach you. This is what you'll be learning. This is the result this module will get you. It's a different way of showing people exactly what's on your course. It's not about how many videos you get. It's about the results they get from your teaching. Each of these could be a PDF in itself, couldn't it? It could be a freebie in itself that you'd want to download, that you'd want to know. And then we've got a nice little testimonial on that module. In this sales page, we've got like lots of little bits of sales pages, all with really, really key salesy text that really make you go, ooh, what's that about? Oh, I want to know that. So you're really getting people interested and hooked in. And it's so well laid out. There's lots of white space. It's lovely large text. You're not like craning to see what it says, and everything you can leap through because there are bolded bits throughout, so you don't have to read all the words if you're like me. And then it's exactly the same for each of the modules, exactly the same little sales pages that make you go ooh all the way through, and followed up by a bit of a testimonial. So then we're on to the actual pricing section. Get started now. She's used the same words throughout actually, which is something she didn't do on Time Genius. I wonder whether that was an improvement. Get started now. Choose the copy kill plan that's right for you. So again, it's really getting you to think about how this course will work for you. It's not about all about her and all about I can teach you this, that and the other, and these are the plans I have. It's about choose it because it's right for you. Choose it because you want that transformation. And then of course we've got the choice between the two. She's done what I do, which is you always should put the monthly payments first, and then you've got the pay in full, which is a slight discount. Best value, most flexible. I love that. That's really, really simple. Doing it this way, you often do get more full payments because people can see that it's cheaper because they're side by side. Then we're into the bonuses. So this is all about building up the value. I don't think bonuses are particularly what people are looking for these days. I think that people really want to choose a course that's right for them. I was listening to Lisa Johnson. She's just done her launch for One to Many again, and she found that it was very different this time. People weren't jumping in as soon as the doors were open. They were thinking about it. So they were missing some of the bonuses because they were thinking about the whole course for them. It wasn't all about jumping in because they've got FOMO. So here, in a similar way, I think that the bonus section is less of the and you get this if you sign up now. It's more of a layering on of value. So we've had all the value, we've had all the results that you can get in the transformation of the main course, and it just kind of adds up and it adds up and it adds up as you go through. And the way that Marie does it is that she builds up the actual value on screen. So we haven't had, until we got to the pricing, any values attached to these particular modules, but she can do that with bonuses. So not only is she showing us that priceless transformation you can get by doing the course, but you've also got, and she's given it a figure, $817 in advanced bonus trainings. Free when you join it. So you've got that monetary value as well. So, well, you can't lose, can you? Because you've got the value of the transformation and the value of this. And this she does very well. So we've got some really visual prompts on exactly what you get. And then we've got some very bold titles. And then we've got some lovely exclusive bonus training, which is the same as you go through. It's very repetitive, which builds up that layering of value. And then we've got value 199 for that. Tick, it's free. Just using that lovely pink to just stand out a little bit so that you really get hold of that. And as you scroll down, it adds up. And you really do notice that these are all layered up. Plus, pink, even more training. Free included with the copy cure. So again, we're layering that on. These are masterclasses by her partners. So again, it's layering on and this, and this, and this, and this. So if you weren't convinced by the transformation through the copy cure, do you want to miss these things as well? And these are all separated out in their own little box. Again, like little sales pages in themselves for these masterclasses. So if you were selling this as a masterclass on its own, it would work very well. So it's not just and I'll throw it in. It seems like a really chunky bit of value. So we've got a nice picture. We've got, again, what you'll learn, which is like I want to know how to write 85% of my copy without writing a word. I do, actually. I'm gonna buy this by the end, aren't I? And then we've got a bit of who this is, and then we've got it's free included, and again it's repeated as we go down with each of the masterclasses, of which there are a lot. There we go. Storytelling, heart-centered multi. Getting distracted now by the bonuses, which is exactly what they're meant to do. Okay, so feedback and critique workshops. Oh my goodness. Watch student copy makeovers happen in real time. Live coaching calls with Marie and Laura. Just in case we didn't know who they are, because they haven't actually shown themselves much yet. So this is the live part of the website, the supporty part. So having that separate and not as part of the copy cure modules really makes it seem a bigger thing. It makes it seem like the support is fantastic, and it's almost like another masterclass here, isn't it? I think maybe they can make more of this, because it's kind of, there's so much of this. I think this, which is fantastic. I'd put that up higher myself. And then we've got the money back guarantee, just in case that had you worried. But you can see it's all the way down here. It wasn't even really near the pricing. There's a little stamp, but that's it. And here we go. We're going to go into, I don't know how many there are this time, a few case studies. Look at that. Look how chunky that is. You want to read these. These are like little sales pages in themselves. These aren't just testimonials. And this is something really important. Once you've done your course, collecting through all the tests, all the case studies from people, the transformation. Don't just look for some sound bites that people have posted in Facebook. That can be great, but this sort of thing really gets people to join the community, to really understand how it would work for them, to really put themselves in a real person's shoes and see that it really does work. Because that's what we want to do. We want to show off these wonderful stories. So we've got the sum it up section, because we've got so far down this sales page that actually we might have forgotten what's right at the top, because it is huge. She's putting some value on here, again in the same pink box, so you've got that consistency as you go through, and you don't even have to think about it, because little pink box means it's some value. And of course it's free with this, and she has put values against the course itself, and the templates, and the masterclasses, and the feedback, and the live Q&A calls, which are priceless. And then this, which You can do against your course if you feel comfortable with doing that. If you've sold things before, it's very easy to do because it's actually you're throwing it in for free. Put a value against the time and the results that people are going to get from the course, which is what they've done here. So you're getting an $18,000 course for $1,499. Bargain! And it's that juxtaposition that makes it look like a total bargain. And then we've got the choice. Now, she didn't do this on the Time Genius one. I like to do this one because showing people the results of doing the course is great versus the results of not doing the course and staying where they are. So your alternative to this is to hire a copywriter. She can hire a big gun and then she gives you a price of how much that would cost. Or, scenario 2, you hire a freelance copywriter and then she shows how much that can cost. And then she shows and compares how this would change the way they look at copy so they don't have to do those things. This is a different sort of path. This is a transformation. What are you going to choose? This is your time to choose. And then it leads straight up into the pricing section. So I really love this section because it gets people to pause and think, how will this change for me? What will it change? If I don't do it, where will I be? It's very, very powerful, particularly just before the buy now section. And then we've got a little bit more social proof still on the fence. You shouldn't be by now. Our first background picture of Marie is down here, exactly the same as Time Genius. So it is definitely working. You don't have to have your picture spread everywhere over a sales page. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Comes with a 100% satisfaction guarantee in case you missed it. Mopping up people's objections at this time, and you can just have it as one sort of section of just looking at people's objections, maybe answering some questions. We've got questions here, and just really answering everything. Don't leave anything out. Don't leave a question that people might want to ask. And we've got social proof as well. We've got actually her community answering these questions. I love that. Will I get feedback? So actually posing the questions and the answers is a very powerful way of making sure that you mop up all those objections and there isn't anything outstanding in people's heads that might make them go, not sure about that. This goes on a bit because there are lots of questions. Oh, we've got a pink get started now, just in case people like pink. There we go, right at the bottom and then the disclaimer. So again, just like the Time Genius, it uses the same techniques. In fact, this is pretty much the same template as Time Genius. As you can see, got exactly the same kickouts. That's exactly the same. We've got the different testimonials and quotes in exactly the same way. Look at this, the module 1. Module's exactly the same. So you can see that this is really working for her. She's got a template for her sales page that is spot on, and she has reused it to sell this course just as well as she sold the Time Genius. She's done it again. I love the simplicity of Marie's sales pages. Of course, the copy is spot on, but the layout really focuses the viewer in on all the important stuff they really need to know to say yes. It's not full of expensive images, graphics and things that go ping. It just goes to show that you don't need all of these fancy tools to build something that sells. And if you want a nosy at how this same template worked for Marie's Time Genius page, you can check out this video here.